they started strong. I mean, I definitely think for them, Forza Horizon is their strongest showcase this gen period. Like Horizon 5 is just excellent, looks great, really shows off where I was kind of hoping, their games in Series X was going to go.
Mhm.
And so obviously Forza Horizon 6 comes out. It was, I think, incredible looking. I think they're going to have to navigate release timing on PlayStation. They're going to have to think about that because we all know like later this year, GTA 6 is kind of looming like a shadow because we know Forza Horizon 5 did incredibly well on PlayStation, and it's not surprising. Big audience there for it. And they, to me, Playground in that world, that's kind of like, to me, like if Insomniac makes a game, I know it's going to be great. Like they've kind of earned that trust. I feel like Playground has earned that trust in Forza. I'm like, that's going to be a great game. I don't really play them, but I know they're going to nail it. It looked fantastic.
Does that trust carry over to what they're working on with Fable? Or is it something of a more proving ground because it's a completely different kind of style game?
Yeah, the issue there, I don't necessarily. They gave me confidence in that they know the vision and the identity of Fable. I feel like they've captured that.
Mhm.
But I'm worried that that engine isn't translating well to an open world like RPG. We saw this with the RE engine. We know that some engines just don't translate well to this environment. We heard early on they were having issues with the engine, and that was kind of dismissed. And I'm like, I think we're seeing evidence of that now. There were definitely some issues in the trailer. All the snippets were very short. That's something I pointed out. I said, I don't know, y'all. That's a concern to me. That feels like a game that needs another. This felt like, to me, is what I said, is like a flyover of a game that I'm thinking is coming out 18 to 24 months. This didn't look like a game that's coming out in 8 months. So I think they've captured the identity and essence of Fable. The ideas and systems all sound great, but the performance, the combat, and then the snippets, all of that were like red flags to me. I'm like, you guys have got a ways to go. And I hope they're given that opportunity so that they can nail this, because I think they can, but I don't think they can. I don't think that thing's coming out in 8 months and is going to be like up to snuff of quality and ready to go. I think they need to be given more time.
Well, if Satya has his way, he's hoping probably Copilot can cover the spread between the layoffs and then also delivering on time. But we have seen delays before, and I'm with you. Like if the game needs an additional 6 months, give it 6 months, because there were some really good points, some highlights and things that I was like, that looks, I mean, while it wasn't what I would define as like real gameplay, we didn't see combat next to the giant pumpkins, but that the aesthetic I thought was just breathtaking. Chrono, you got to sit down and watch it. What did you think?
With Forza Horizon, I thought it looked great. It's technically impressive. I just think it's going to be more of the same. That's not a bad thing. Horizon's a great series. It is really why they quit. They quit Forza Motorsport proper and left Forza Horizon alone because it sells. And Forza Horizon, the Forza Motorsport is what it is. It's a sim racer.
It has a bigger draw with the Horizon because of that.
It's more approachable.
There's an audience for sim racing, but just like Lona said, like Gran Turismo 6, like has been such a, the Gran Turismo series is what brought me into sim racing originally as a kid. Forza did take it over because I prefer the Xbox controller, and everybody knows my bias there. Then now I'm like, well, if they're going to back out of that, all right, Horizon, like 6 is good, GT6, but yeah, go ahead.
But with Fable, I don't know. I have never been a huge Fable fan. I played it on the original Xbox, but I didn't really care for the sequels. Didn't dive into them. But I think what they've done is prove that they know, at least from a writing and maybe a structural perspective, they've got the essence of Fable down. Some of the humor that they showed looked great, and those snips are obviously, all those clips were obviously made to make the game look good. But I do get some of the criticisms. I'm really just glad that the character creator didn't just end up being like this, because that original character they showed got a lot of blowback for how she looked, and I wasn't really like impressed when they first showed the game at that state. So this looked miles better to me than that first like reveal for Fable. I do think there's a lot to look forward to. If they do delay it, will that be the death of the game? I don't know that they could deal with another delay, or if they delayed it before, I don't know. But it feels like this game we've known about since before this Series X dropped. And so like it's at what point is it taking too long to come out? Like I'm glad that everything they showed was coming out this year.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because that's been my biggest critique. Where showing games too early or concepts. I think Lono on your show today, you talked about like Perfect Dark.